So, Loki episode 1. I held off watching this. Obviously, it was released, I think, yesterday. Everyone was a flutter with it all, getting their reviews out. I chose not to watch this, and I chose to watch Superman and Lois instead, because the Disney Plus Marvel shows, because it was just one that I watched. I watched WandaVision, I didn't like it. I predicted it wasn't going to go anywhere, and I was kind of right. I know some people liked it, but I know that a lot of people found that to be very, very disappointing. And I was one of them. I tuned out after a good couple of episodes because I just found it to be... I found it to be lacking, to be perfectly honest. Lacking in any sort of substance. And it didn't have any payoff, which I don't like about shows. I don't like when a show has no payoff, right? It's... yeah. No one likes to be teased and get no payoff. That's not fun. Not in the long run, anyway. So I held off, and I wanted to watch Superman and Lois instead. But I watched it, and it's interesting what Marvel is choosing to do with this, and interesting what they're choosing to do with any of their Disney Plus shows, because it's sort of making the Infinity Saga irrelevant. They built this epic saga, this spanning saga for 10 years. And they're even making that kind of irrelevant by their own show. They resort to just throwing in... the TVA, Time Variance Authority or whatever, uses Infinity Stones as paperweights. Like, I get it, because you're supposed to... That is supposed to be... I would imagine what the writers wanted to do. That was supposed to be a reference to how powerful they are. You know, we are almighty God's power among us. You know, we control everything. And I thought, right, okay. But it is still making that saga irrelevant. And in fact, I think what's sad about this is by proxy is making everything else irrelevant moving forwards. Because it shows that no one has autonomy in this universe now. And I don't know whether that's a bad thing. I think they're choosing that to be... I think that's quite bad that they've done that. Basically, the TVA, controlled by 3 giant space lizards... Well, the 3 giant space lizards manage the sacred time stream, timeline, right? Because a massive multiverse event happened where... multiversal wars occurred and they wanted control of the time stream, and 3 giant space lizards decided, nope, we're going to control all of this. So they did. And then they created the TVA as well. Now, because of that, the time stream is preordained. They literally say in this show, no, the Avengers going back in time was supposed to happen. So everything we see moving forwards now is supposed to happen. So it adds very little consequence to the universe, because any say like Doctor Strange, for instance, they're going to be doing the multiverse of madness soon, aren't they, right? How does that factor into this? How does that factor into this? How does WandaVision factor into this? If they don't address those things in this show, we've got major problems. But because of WandaVision, I doubt that they will. In terms of how that show managed itself and the narrative, it just wasn't that good. Now, that's just how Loki shat on the wider Marvel universe, right? And some people would have liked it. Some people wouldn't care that that's, you know, the end result of what they're doing with this show. And some people would have just liked the actual show. I watched the episode's fine. If you disregard the implications that it has for the wider Marvel universe, I think you'll really enjoy it. Like, it's not a bad episode. It's a bit slow in parts, but they are trying to cram a lot of information in there, so I do get it. It's 50 minutes. Knock off the end credits, knock off the opening scenes. Probably like 40 minutes, I guess. So it's long, bit slow and a bit tedious in moments, but it's not bad. Again, if you remove the implications of the wider Marvel universe at play, I think a lot of people will enjoy it. If you watch this as like some standalone thing, I think you'll enjoy it. It's not terrible by any stretch of the imagination. The effects are good. The cinematography is good. The sets are really decent. In the TVA, the sets are really, really good. I like them. The set pieces, very, very good. Owen Wilson, good to see him doing something again, rather than just sitting there as a meme lord going, wow. You know, like no one wants to hear. Don't do that. Please don't do that. So it's not terrible. Now the whole situation that's been laid out here is basically Loki is a variant now because he went off the time stream, and now he needs to go and chase down another variant that's broken free from the TVA. Oh, who's that variant? It's Loki, but it's going to be a woman Loki, isn't it? Fine, whatever. Sure. Again, who cares? Like at this point, who cares? It's just not that compelling. You can have Loki versus Loki. All right then, I guess. Maybe the next episode will really get this going. You know, maybe they'll really push forward with this show, and it'll be fun. I'm hoping that's what it's going to be, because this episode was actually quite dour in parts. You know, he watches his entire life play out of what it's supposed to. He watches him kill his own mother, basically. He watches himself die. So him dying in Avengers, is it Infinity War? One of the two, who cares? That's him actually dying, because it says end of file. And he's supposed to die. So it's a bit dour. It's sort of fun in moments as well. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out. Not terrible. I enjoyed it. If you remove the implication, I don't even care about Marvel, right? Like, I couldn't care less about Marvel. I barely watched WandaVision, and I didn't watch Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I don't care about Marvel shows. I watch the movies because of doing movie reviews, but the shows, I'm not interested that much. I'm genuinely not. This one caught my eye, and I wanted to watch it just because Tom Hiddleston's a great actor. He is a good actor. He's good in the role of Loki. He's fun in the role of Loki, and I wanted it to be fun. This episode has got me cautious about future ones. I hope the next episode is much more fun, very fun oriented, because that's what I want. I don't watch Loki, and they really painted those trailers out to be much more fun than this episode was. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes forward, and interesting to see the general response, I guess, from people. I'm sure I'm genuinely sure a lot of people like it. But if you're being really critical about it, if you're like a hardcore Marvel fan, I think people will be pretty pissed off with this, because again, the whole thing is just defunct. And I just think now as well, like, who cares about the Eternals now that's going to be released? Oh, we didn't interfere in man's world until now. It's like, yeah, because that's what the time stream tells you to do. No, I don't give a shit. Your choices aren't your own, guys. At this point, because no one actually has autonomy in this universe, I don't really care that much. Like Shang-Chi, I don't care. Like, I just Black Widow, yeah, no, I don't. She's supposed to die, I don't care. It's fine, whatever. This is the problem when you evolve it above, you know, and you take it more cosmic. When you start bringing these kind of things into it, it defuncts everything else. That's my 2 cents worth, anyway. Which some people will like, some people will dislike. But I'd love to hear your thoughts. I genuinely would. So please do let me know down below in the comment section. Did you like it? Did you dislike it? Did you find it slow in parts? Did you like it overall? Did you like Owen Wilson as Mobius? Let me know what you thought down below. In the comment section, if you're new here, do hit subscribe. If you stayed this long, because you're hearing this, hit that thumbs up button, because you clearly liked the video. To stay this long. Now, again, ladies and gents, I'm not crapping on the show. I actually enjoyed the episode. It didn't meet my full expectations, but I have hope for the future with it if it starts to get a little bit more fun. And because I don't really care about the Marvel Universe, I don't really care that they've defunct everything else either. But I can see why people would be annoyed. So, yeah, just keep that in mind when you're commenting your thoughts, I guess. Cheers, ladies and gents. Take care.